there to Batman Europa. We haven't really talked about this one yet. We've only kind of hinted at it.
No, because it's only, what, the third issue now?
Yes, in the third issue. This one is also going to...
Well, the story in a nutshell, I think we covered it a little bit in the last podcast or podcast ago.
Batman and Joker have a fatal disease, and they have to help each other out to find out how to cure it.
But this one is, I thought the first two were good, but this one, like this third one, just really hit home with me. I mean, it was just really, the art just is really well.
The art has been absolutely awesome.
The art is phenomenal. I mean, the writing is just kind of like, it's just really on point in this comic, and it all kind of came together in kind of a beautiful way, and they kind of have an homage. It's really, in this particular issue, in a nutshell, is, you know, they're still trying to track down the secret behind the disease that they both have.
Yes.
And they're actually on the streets of Paris.
They're all over Europe, and that was the other thing that I noticed in these issues. All of
Batman and Joker European vacation.
European vacation, and they're talking about the land. In this one, they talk about the Louvre. Last one they talked about the bells of Notre Dame appear in this one.
Right.
This third issue.
Eiffel Tower, of course.
Yeah. God, there was, it was okay, but in the end of 2, there's a real eye-rolling reference to Casablanca, where the Joker says, "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship."
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're walking off in the distance. I'm like, please don't do that.
I was honestly like, it's like this third issue is my favorite one thus far. Like the first one I thought was all right, and the second one I was like, it was pretty good, but like this third one, it all kind of came together for me.
The narration is good.
The narration is quite on point in this one.
This one goes back and forth. You have Batman speaking and then Joker speaking.
Right.
Joker's telling some funny jokes about Europe too.
Right. And it's like you realize that like it's funny because like actually Joker. It's funny because I like it because they have to work together. And like now Batman's forced to work with Joker, but he's starting to look at other things now. He realizes that like actually Joker's French is perfect.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He has like perfect French. He has a perfect accent.
They're slinking through the sewers right now too.
And he has all these connections, and he's like following Joker's interest because all these moments where he's finding new things out about a guy he's known for many years, and he was like his main villain. He's like, how was I supposed to know that he speaks perfect French and knows these sewers like the back of his hand? And like Joker's just leading him through Paris sewers.
And then at the same time, he's cautioning himself the whole time, saying, remember, this is the enemy.
Yeah, right. But they kind of both have a goal, but like again, he can't trust him.
Can't trust him, and you wonder what Joker's game is. He's got a bunch of people who follow him. They're like acolytes. They all painted up like in.
When they find the sewers, they find that whole followers, and it's like has-been actors or like elites that can burn out or burned out VIPs, and that's kind of like we were saying. So like it's really a kind of a play on
Theater of Vampires
from an Interview with the Vampires.
Interview with the Vampire, yeah.
By Anne Rice, and it was kind of a play on that, where they're kind of like all in kind of like a they praise the Joker, and they think he's like this this kind of bigger than life being.
The artwork lends itself really well because it's very gothic. It's all watercolors.
Well, it kind of lends it to, and I like how it's watercolors, and it's watercolors in the sense that like they're both diseased, so they're both kind of hallucinating at the same time.
They're actually kind of washing away through the whole thing. They're
exactly.
Kind of getting thinner.
Thinner, and like it's kind of like you can't quite trust the visuals because you really I like it too because in this it's really well written, and like you really have to pay attention to what they're saying more than what's being seen.
Yeah, and
because they can't trust their own side either, and it's kind of really conveyed within the panels.
Their words are slipping too. They start to lose cohesion in the narration.
Right.
And that's what's happening. Everything's kind of starting to deteriorate worse.
And how many more? Is there one more part?
One more.
Oh, that's it.
All of these issues this is their next to last. All these stories conclude with their next issue.
Right. And it's this one really blew me away. Like the first two issues I liked them, but they didn't wow me.
Didn't know what to make of them. This third one is big.
It's really hitting. I really liked it. But it's probably my favorite issue of the week that I read.
Yeah, so we're waiting for 4.
We are waiting for 4, but 3. Check out if you are on the fence about it. Please check out.
You can't miss the artwork. The artwork is
it's beautiful. Beautiful. Really good. I like the interpretation. There's a scene where Joker. There's a lot of good. The art's really good. There's a scene where Batman's grappling, and he's grappling away because like Joker's being a punk, right?
Yeah.
And he grapples away, and he grapples to the next building, and Joker's like, "You didn't have to be so." He like takes the twang and he like picks it up like this.
Yes.
And he's like, "You didn't have to be such a jerk," and he lets go to thing, and Batman just runs into the building because because his string was taut.
Yes.
His grappling was taut, and the Joker like a rubber band, he kind of lifted up and let it go, and the treble like kind of threw him off.
Totally makes him rack.
And he looks up at him, and he's like.
He racks into the wall.
I read that panel. It was just like the artwork is. It's a really good issue.
Yeah, and it's almost like it reminded me of when Hulk gives a sucker punch to Thor.
Apparently, Hulk's gonna be a big part in the third Thor movie.
Let's hope so.
Ragnarok. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a buddy cop movie team up with the Hulk.
He's never gonna get his own movie ever again.
But anyway, Batman Europa. There's I guess there's no reveal at the end, really. I guess there kind of is, not really. But again, you can't trust the visuals, so you don't quite know. It's kind of left to interpretation.
They are one step closer
Yeah.
And they run into someone who is a part of the threat, but also has some answers, and they're one step closer. They got someplace else they got to go. They are following the bells, I believe. Yeah,
the bells.
Bells of Notre Dame are ringing right now. So
right.
Victor Hugo, the gothic imagery is just.
It's just it's a phenomenal issue. Yeah. It's a phenomenal issue. Yeah. Like if you don't even read the whole series, you don't care. At least pick up Batman Europa issue 3.
Yeah.
It's like my pick of the week.
Yeah.
Pick of the week.
It's pick of the week.